Hannah.
Hi, Liam. Happy Monday.
I know. Happy long ass weekend as
For
well.
some of us.
Yeah, I've done about 800 miles this weekend, which is weird because I've already got Wales.
Yeah. It just made me laugh the end of that music on Friday when Matt and Charlie were doing the preview show. Matt was doing his little like head banging to the music.
Yeah.
If I was smarter, I'd have clipped it for gift.
We'll still be able to clip it. I'll go back and do it.
Don't
you worry.
All right. Well,
okay. If Matt listens to this, there's a little gift coming in, Matt.
It was really sweet.
Well, I've missed pretty much everything this weekend. I did actually manage to catch the Bradford game while I was away, which because I was in a different country and it's allowed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Wales.
Yeah, I was abroad on my holidays. Yeah, so I managed to catch the Bradford game, and I tell you what, I'm delighted I did because it's about time we did something like that. You guys, though, and we're going to come up with this soon, but I think I said to you earlier when we were texting about tonight, I said you guys have shit the bed this season.
Yeah, although there are extenuating circumstances in that we've had like one injury crisis after another, and people have come back and then they've like played not even a full game and then gone off again, like Will Collar. Ryan Croasdale is, I think it's only Charlotte's doing the programme notes for Salford on Thursday night, and she put like, I said, who's your player of the season? Well, Will said, who's your player of the season? She said, Fraser Horsfall. I was like, him and Ben are probably the only ones that haven't been injured and have been kind of consistent throughout the season. She's done quite well. I mean, I know I was taking the piss out of it, but her answers are relatively sensible.
Factual.
Yeah, but no, Saturday was, well, I'll tell you, so a story about Saturday. Towards the end of the second half, there was I don't know whether they do this at every football ground. I notice it every week at County because it's really bloody loud. They move all the catering stuff like back into the kitchens. And so you get these trolleys like...
engines.
No, because it's on the not very smooth surface. And a vat of gravy went all over the... it's the open bit between the Cheadle end and the Danny Bagara stand. That was the most exciting thing that happened. There were people singing "You're Getting Sacked" in the morning to the lad who was cleaning up the gravy. There's been a whole thing on Twitter today because there was a rumor that he'd been sacked for spilling the gravy. It wasn't even him, it was someone else. He's come out and said that, he hasn't been sacked. He's still got a job. And that kind of says it all. I was really, really worried on Saturday. I've kind of adopted my 21-22 just feeling of constant nausea. And with Paddy Madden having missed a penalty, well, the penalty was saved, to sneak one at the end, it felt like there was a Solihull game right at the tail end of that season, and it felt a bit like that you really start to worry and everyone's on edge, and then you sneak a goal. But we've got Salford on Thursday, which is on TV, so we've got the Salford curse layered with the TV curse, so we won't be getting anything from that. And then we're not playing on Saturday because we're playing on Thursday night, so then we're playing Crawley away on Monday, which I'm really looking forward to, so we need to talk about when we're doing the podcast. And then we've got, I don't know what order they're in, but we've got Forest Green, Colchester and Sutton, around the Easter weekend. We're getting 1 point from 3 games, aren't we? If that,
I've had an idea.
Oh no. Does anyone else what was it? What did I say she was called? Katie Morag. I've got an idea.
I have got an idea. What if I give Preston for this? If anyone's listening, Preston Johnson, who owns Crawley, and see if we can get you in press.
Right.
And what we'll do is we'll do the podcast.
Oh, we
are watching the game. So we can talk about League Two, but you can tell us what's happening during the game at the time.
Are we allowed to do that? Yeah, because it's not on like proper TV. Is it?
It's not an FA Cup game. Yeah, no, we should be fine. I think Preston will be. I think he'll be quite up for that. I think that'd be quite funny because he'll be a commentator on the game, but we'll also be talking about everything else that's gone on at the same time. It'll be obviously an extra long episode, but
yeah.
Well, we can have a break. Obviously, we can have a break in the middle for half time. I think that'd be fun. If anyone's listening and they want to see that, I think that'd be really good.
Until I throw my toys out the pram. It's the only game on Monday as well, because Salford are playing theirs against Morecambe on Saturday, which I might try and get to actually. Yeah.
Do it live.
Yeah, I'm up for that. I mean, anything to distract me from Corey Adai and his
wacky hair.
Well, just yeah. So that was Saturday for County. I don't think we picked up any more injuries. Louis Barry's supposedly due back April. Ryan Croasdale due back for the MK Dons game. So yeah, we've got MK Dons in the middle of that as well. But Newport were our last bogey team. I think they were the last team that we've lost against this season. Okay. So, you know, but I mean, you say we've shit the bed, but we've got a game in hand over Mansfield and we're 3 points below them, albeit with a significantly lower goal difference, but a significantly
you were miles ahead though.
I know. But you know, you build cushions, don't you, so that you can have a little bit of a drop off. And I think I went to took Charlotte. No, I didn't actually. I took Sophie to that county thing last week. And
did she enjoy it, Hannah?
Sophie, no. She would. I mean, no one expected her to. She was only there to.
So you were game.
But I found out that Odin Bailey is also top of the Stockport County fines table. And it's not because he was desperately unhappy and frustrated at Salford. He's the same at County.
He's just a walking fine list, isn't he?
Yeah, he said that he forgets that, like, he's very forgetful. So most of his fines are for like leaving stuff around, and he'll take stuff out onto the training pitch and forget that he even took it out. Or he'll leave like a glove or what have you. But yeah, it was. I know that Salford do a kids fans forum. I'm sure other places do too. But it was really good, and the questions that the kids asked, it was so much more fun than like the normal football ones. Like, who's got the best dance moves? Fraser Horsfall, apparently. Which I mean, I've seen him at the Junior Supporters Christmas party. And I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that, but
unless the others are just that bad.
That's true. And maybe he's got like PG moves for the Christmas party and big moves for the changing room. Who knows?
It's an interesting theory, and I think we should try and find out a little bit more about that. find out what examples they have of him being the best, because he speaks a bold claim.
Yeah. There was some discussion. Mr. Challoner seemed surprised by the award of that accolade. It has to be said.
Maybe he thought he was going to win
it. Oh, do you know what they said to it? One of the questions was, because it's kids, like, who's your best friend on the team? And so Odin was like, oh, my best friend on and off the pitch is Louis. And I think they go back to like Birmingham City days, and they've known each other for years. So that was really cute. And then Tanto and Miles were like, oh, well, we live together. Well, not live together, but we live in the same place. So we probably get on the best. Dave Challoner's like, I've got no friends.
That doesn't surprise me. He doesn't stick around long enough usually. Doesn't stick around to meet friends.
But he does, like, I think we've talked about it before, particularly at the end of last year, and like on the pre-season tour, he maintains like a proper distance. I think it's because he's probably quite an old school manager. He's like he jokes about it, sounds awful, but he jokes about how they'll say this about me and they'll say that about me. He knows what he is, and he knows what that relationship is.
Yeah, he's very self-aware.
Yeah, but I've said this all along that, yeah, that's fine as long as they respect him.
Yeah. I want to see Dave Chalmers dance.
I'm not sure I do.
I want to see the cheers, thank you shuffle. That's what I'm hoping. I think we should start pushing that out on social media. The cheers, thank you shuffle is something we need to see, and I think we need to get Stockport players involved and see if we can find somebody who has, because there's got to be footage of him doing it somewhere.
I think it'll be like proper dad dancing, won't it? Like,
oh yeah, but the cheers, thank you shuffle. That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
Look, maybe somebody can leak a video. It wouldn't be the first time this season a video has been leaked that someone didn't want out. So let's see if we can get it done again by someone. So back to the football.
So Salford started really well on Saturday against MK Dons, and then
shit the bed. Story of the seasons for everyone.
So Smudge scored early, and then they ended up losing 3-1, which
he made it into the team of the week as well.
I know, it's a funny one that.
And I know we're going to come at Bradford soon, but he made it in over Tyreek Wright, who scored 2 goals for Bradford.
Yeah.
And
I'm absolutely intrigued, but we've said this before about the algorithms behind these scores. Like Townsend for Newport was the keeper of the week, scored a 9.7, which is outstanding and kind of says a lot about the game and the scoreline. But yeah, so sometimes there'll be some that you can absolutely predict, and then other times, like Lewis Cass was in it for us, and I don't think he necessarily stood out.
No, it's strange, isn't it? It is really strange how they work these things out. But yeah, so MK Dons 3-1 in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's off the back of their win over Mansfield on Tuesday. Yeah. So, but they've played 37, which is amongst the highest in that kind of top half of the table, and they're on 64. So, there's Barrow have played 2 less than them. If they convert both of those to wins, they'd go above them. Crew would, although Crew lost on Saturday. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
didn't see that coming.
No, I don't think many people saw that coming. I don't think Doncaster saw that coming.
No. Although on the 606 last night, they so there was Charles, there was Ainsley and Bailey, and Charles already in raptures about next season. They've just, it's they've done enough, they're safe, which they have had a good run, but we'll get to it. But yeah, safe, already thinking about next season, and aiming for playoffs, because Grant McCann's back to being a hero, which is lovely. And I'm glad that they've, things have turned around, and, the fan base are happier with the situation, but just feels a little bit premature for me.
Absolutely. It is. It's silly. And this is where next season I'll continue to have issues with Doncaster fans, because they're already setting the stall out for next season. They've not signed a single player. And the fact is, the only reason their form has picked up is because of loan players that they aren't guaranteed to have next season. Yeah. Once this season ends, they are back to having the same squad that they had when they were shit.
Yeah.
What do you do when this...
I suppose the difference, though, now could be, you could argue that now they know what they have to do. So if they can't sign those players, which we're assuming they probably won't be able to, you need one that looks like that, in terms of, that's what Stockport County do. They go out and they say, right, if we can't get Elliot Watt, we want someone who looks like Elliot Watt, in terms of, it's Elliot Watt's birthday today. Happy birthday.
It is. I spoke to him earlier. I did speak to him earlier. Said happy birthday.
Right. This is who we need, and this is what their stats look like, and this is how they're going to fit into this squad.
The thing is, and this is the difference, you mentioned Stockport, and I get that that's what Stockport do, but Stockport have Stockport money. Doncaster don't.
Oh yeah, no.
If a club sees Stockport are looking for an Elliot Watt, and they have an Elliot Watt or an Elliot Watt style player, Stockport will pay, and they know that they can put that. Doncaster won't pay. So essentially what they're looking at is they've got, it's Adelican, isn't it, that's scoring all their goals. They're looking for a free transfer Adelican. And at that point, you then opened up to competing with 23 other teams for a free agent Adelican.
And even this season, Adelican gets injured. What happens then?
It's this thing. If Adelican picks up, they're playing tomorrow night. If Adelican picks up an injury tomorrow night and he's ruled out for the rest of the season, within 2 weeks, Doncaster are back in that relegation fight. I will say, I think he's a fantastic player. Have you seen his goal?
No.
Hannah, he scored from a corner.
No way. I like Elliot Watt. Yeah.
Yeah, but he literally whipped the corner in and it went straight, dipped over and went straight into the top corner. Beautiful. Really, really nice. But, and this is, for Chal, and I'm guessing it was just Chal that was very excited about this season.
Chal was more, was it Ainsley or Bailey? One of them was kind of optimistic and kind of encouraged by it, but more measured.
Which is what they need to do, because the last 2 seasons, the first season they were relegated here, they came in and they were talking about walking the league, and this is where the issue started between me and Doncaster, because we did a pre-season episode with Chal, Matt from Gills in the Blood. I covered Bradford, Grant covered Hartlepool. We covered 4 teams per podcast, and all 4 of us sat there and we had to say who we thought were going to be the massive underachievers of the league. And me, Matt and Grant all said Doncaster. Because Chal was talking about doing this, and this. And Chal was like, what do you mean we're going to be underachievers? Where do you think we're going to finish? And we all agreed around 13th. It's like, there's no way we're going to finish. Like, they would have snapped people's hands off for a 13th this season, especially. And it's, then last summer came, Grant McCann came back. We're going to be up there this season. We're going to be challenging that top 3. We're going to be definitely in the playoffs. They've been challenging the bottom 2.
Well, right. Like there was that whole thing, but just before Schofield went, where they were, we're stopping playing for this season now. We're already, eyes are on next season. We're going to bring some of the lads up from the academy. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to be really, really ready. And then they sacked Schofield, and
that's how it happened again this season. We're going to start again. We're ranking it off as 10. They've got 10 games left.
Yeah,
Doncaster have got 10 games. There's 30 points left for Doncaster to play for. I get that he's saying that they're safe, but are they safe?
Yeah.
Let me pull up Doncaster's fixtures here. So, Doncaster's fixtures coming up. So left to play, they've got Colchester. Colchester are down there. That's a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
They've got Swindon at Swindon. Again, Swindon can do it. It's difficult. They've got Forest Green. That's a 6-pointer. They've got Crawley, who are knocking on the door of the playoffs. They've got Wrexham. They've got Morecambe. Don't know how to predict Morecambe at the minute because, again, could be anywhere. They've got Walsall. Again, Walsall smashed them.
Yeah, they did.
They've got Accrington, then they've got Barrow and Gillingham. They have got pretty much every team that they are playing, aside from Morecambe, Swindon. In fact, aside from Morecambe and Swindon, they're either fighting for survival or fighting to get in the playoffs or promotion.
And in fairness, Morecambe are a point off the playoffs in 10th.
I thought they were a lot lower, so they're Morecambe as well. Then, so aside from Swindon, there's only one team this season that Doncaster have got to play between now and end of April that don't have anything to play for. Yeah. And they're writing it off already and saying that they're safe. They're not. They are, what are they, 13 points? 13 points clear of Forest Green, with Forest Green to play. Yeah. Colchester to play. And then so aside from Forest Green and Colchester and Swindon, every other team is knocking on the door for promotion. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't be confident saying that we're safe at this stage.
No. Although, it's just so incredibly tight. It's ridiculous. Yeah. From like 20th to 13th, there's 9 points in it. Yeah. 6 points from 19th to 13th.
It's mad.
daft. And then you've got 8th, 9th, and 10th are all on 54 points, just outside the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
So 8th, 9th, and 10th, and this is why like people are talking about us and saying that we're still in it, and I'd like to think we are, but last season we were 6 points off the autos with 2 games in hand, and we lost both of those games. And that
Crawley, just above you, 2 points ahead. Also got the 2 games. Let's say 2 games in hand. I mean, it's not, because not everyone's played 37, but 2 games. And they could well end up in the playoffs with other scores going the way they do. It's I mean, we said at the beginning of the season, didn't we, that it was going to be tight. There are teams up there that no one expected, and there's also teams like Harrogate who've gone up, and it was a little bit of a blip and seemed to be on the way back down again. But it's incredibly close.
See, Harrogate, I would say, are safe. 19 points ahead. 10 games left. Harrogate are fine, but being 13 points ahead, knowing the runs that you've had this season, where you've gone 4 or 5 games without a win, it is arrogance. Let's be honest. It is like an arrogance that we keep seeing from Doncaster fans, and I'm not trying to cause something there, but it is just the way it is. Like I find it very, very. It's exhausting, because, like I say, we're here already again, and we're talking about next season, and they're going to do this, they're going to do it, and get this season out of the way first. You're not where you think you are. You're not. The cushion ain't as big as you think it is, especially when, like we see, you've got 2 6-pointers. You've got Colchester to play below. And you've got Forest Green and Colchester have got a game in hand over them. So no, look, for me, I don't think they're safe yet.
No. Well, and by contrast, we were talking to Ben, who's a Colchester fan, yesterday on the 606, and he is desperately worried. They're 2 points clear of Sutton. They've played 37 games. They've got 27 points. Forest Green have played 36. Colchester have played 35. So they're 2 points clear of Forest Green with the game in hand, but also have pitch issues. So they've got 2 games at home this week. I think they've got Donny tomorrow, and then Walsall.
They've announced a pitch inspection for 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Have they already? Yeah. Ben said that I think he talks about some of the things that we knew from the Stockport Colchester postponement about, coming off the south stand, and also they've got building work which has contributed to the drainage issues. So he said, it's been bad before, but it's not been this bad, but we have had an awful lot of rain. So they have. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Donny to Colchester, it's a good shout to call it, like, if they're going to call it early. But he's really like, and I said to him, in a way, that's probably the right way around, because we were talking as well about financially the benefits for a club playing a Saturday game versus there's this whole thing about if a Saturday game is postponed and it's replayed on a weekday, the amount of money that the club loses in terms of gate receipts, hospitality. They have to refund all the hospitality packages that have been paid, and people don't take as many on a weekday evening. So for them as a club, they'll rather have the Walsall game on than they would the Donny game tomorrow. And also it'll mean that the pitch has got, they've not played on it for, I don't know. I mean, they didn't play on it this weekend, didn't play on it the weekend before.
The last time they played on it was 17th of February.
Right.
So it's only 3.5 weeks.
But by Saturday, it'll be towards a month, won't it?
Yeah.
If you're screwed then. If you
But
can't.
is it 16th of February, 16th of March on Saturday?
Yeah.
So it is a month, pretty well, a month, yeah.
Before weeks, isn't it? So yeah, I kind of felt for Ben, and he was very different to Sutton Joe, who was very kind of like accepting of it, and was almost laughing at them, like laughing at himself in terms of their kind of destination in the National League. And Ben, in fairness, which is very true, said if we go down, we won't go back up. And concern about the Cowleys jumping ship. And I said to him, and they've said in their kind of post-game interviews, they knew what they were getting into.
Absolutely.
This was never a one season wonder, but you kind of hope that they're doing all the right things. They've got things working the way they need them to. They just need to score.
Yeah, I still think the Cowleys are the right people to take them forward, and certain managers just match certain clubs. And interestingly, obviously, to move away from the relegation, to sort of go to like you look at MK Dons. Someone tweeted earlier saying that MK Dons sacking Graham Alexander earlier in the season has probably been the best move a club has made this season for all parties.
Interesting.
Which, think about it, they brought in Mike Williamson. They're obviously they're up there. They're in the playoffs. They're pushing on. We were down in that fight at the point. Mark Hughes was let go. Graham Alexander's come in, and we're now on. Well, we're top of the form table.
Yeah.
I think. Is it unbeaten in 6? We've conceded 1 in our last 5. So for all parties concerned, it has worked out for the best, and I was like, yeah.
Just a fact check. You're second in the form table. Don't get carried away.
It depends. Excuse me. We have top of the form table.
Are you?
Yes.
So from the last 6, you've scored 14 points, and Walsall have scored 15.
Hannah, your form is on your last 5 games. Thank you very much.
Well,
you can't just make it up. You can't just make it up because you could go on form and just count Saturday's games.
No, you count. It's 4, 6, 8, and 10.
No, it isn't. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. It literally is in 5s. The form table is your last 5 games. If you watch Sky Sports when they're showing football, they'll either pull up a last 10 games, the last 5 games. They'll pull up a last 7 games and the last 6 games. And
but then if you just do, where are you? If you just do home matches on the last 6, 12th.
That doesn't matter, Hannah. Because guess what? We don't just get points for home games. We play away as well. Interestingly, and this might be a little bit of it's fine. So I got into an argument, Chuck Horror.
No way.
With a Bradford fan yesterday who said Andy Cook is a problem. This is what he said. Andy Cook's the problem because he's only scored 2 league goals at home all season. And I was like, but he's scored 16 goals this season. Yeah, but he's only scored 2 at home.
It's because your pitch is so shit. Doesn't like it.
He's scored 16 goals this season. Like, how on earth is he the problem? Like, I looked, we have 23 players in the first team registered. Andy Cook has scored 16 of those goals. We as a club this season have scored 45 in the league. Andy Cook scored 14 in the league too with the Papa John's. So 31 of those goals are split between 22 other players. How is that one person the problem? And I said this, Tyreek Wright, no, not Tyreek Wright, because I love Tyreek, but Tyler Smith, who's been Andy Cook's consistent partner this season, has played 31 games. How many goals do you think he scored, Hannah?
I don't know. I was just thinking about his weird heart thing on the International Women's Day tweet.
To be fair, what might have happened there is Tyler Smith might be the smartest person ever, because it isn't a love heart, but he did the shape of an actual heart.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just clever. Tyler Smith scored 4 goals all season. Andy Cook's got 16, and Andy Cook's the problem. I said it's like having a car with 3 flat tyres and shouting and blaming the one tyre that's inflated for not doing all the work. For not doing more work. Like, no one's stepped up. No one has stepped up. And bear in mind, Andy Cook had 5 weeks out injured.
Yeah, I remember. So what was his kind of defence for that position in terms of he just thought that Andy Cook should be better?
So he said we should be dropping him.
For home games or all the games?
No, in general, we should be moving forward. We should be not playing Andy Cook. That was the response.
Interesting.
And I was like, I can't believe that somebody is that, being honest, that stupid. Like, it doesn't matter whether he scores those goals home or away. The fact is, those goals without and then there's a Bradford City page called, I think it's like the man in seat 62 or something.
Oh yeah.
He actually pulled up, and you'll love this because he pulled up stats for every season Cook has been here. If you look at games where Cook has played for us, and then look at the number of goals that we score when Cook plays versus the number of goals we score or how many minutes it takes us to score a goal when he doesn't play, all 4 seasons that Andy Cook has been with us, whenever Andy Cook has not played, the goals to minute ratio would have seen us relegated in all 4 seasons. So that first season, when he didn't play, the number of minutes he took us to score would have had us relegated. Same every season. We would have been relegated, including this season. Whenever Andy Cook hasn't played, our form is relegation form.
Why are you banging? You got sweets or something?
No, I'm on my table. Andy Cook doesn't play, and we have relegation. You just take all the games where Andy Cook hasn't played, and it's relegation form. So how you can blame him? And like, you watch the game. I don't know if you obviously, I know you have seen the highlights of our game on Saturday, but if you watch the highlights, he's involved in both goals for Tyreek Wright, and he scores himself. And we beat Accrington 3-0, which we have. I hate playing Accrington Stanley. I've always hated playing Accrington because of John Coleman, who obviously got sacked, and now it's like they don't know really what's happening. They're a team in a massive transition because it's the first time in 10 years they've had to do it.
Yeah.
Only the second time in 20 years they've had to do it. We went there, and Graham Alexander's been saying in the press for like the last month or so, we need to be ruthless. We need to go places and be ruthless. And on Saturday we were. Like, me and my cousin, because my cousin's a Bradford fan, and I was away with the family over the weekend, so we were watching it, and we're both saying the same thing. We've never seen, we've not seen for a long time, us essentially just control. And when we had Mark Hughes, we all kept saying, we're going to steamroll someone. We're going to play someone off the park for a full 90 minutes. No one's going to touch us. And it never came. We got blue balled for 2 seasons under Mark Hughes. And then Saturday was the one, which I get. We've had a stop-start season, but I don't think there's a better time for that to happen than now.
Yeah.
Especially when, like you say, 5 games unbeaten, and then you go out and you do that to a team away again. And then for confidence, we've got Forest Green at home tomorrow.
Well, Forest Green. Anyway, shall we have an advert?
Let's do it before I tell you my Forest Green story.
Yeah, go on.
We didn't even actually freeze. I've realised, Hannah.
There's a pause button.
Well, no, not even that. That doesn't do anything. We actually freeze for like 4 or 5 seconds.
Because we don't need to at all.
Yeah, and then the adverts play, and then there's a 4 or 5 second silence because we freeze as if the adverts play over the silence, and they don't. So what we need to do is we just need to start going, and here's an ad break anyway. Just like, that's what we do. So
no, I discovered, because I hopped on to help Charlie and Matt out on Friday and discovered the pause button, which is very exciting.
There's a restart button as well.
Oh yeah, hadn't seen that, because just like, it's a very geekish thing, but normally on StreamYard, if you mess it up, you have to come out and start a new one, and it's very annoying.
It is new, is that? That's probably 3 or 4 months old.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
The latest try features.
So Forest Green Rovers.
What a great advert that was.
It was. Well, no, let's not say that.
Unless it was gambling, at which point it was useless.
The gambling ones do seem to have crept in again, so we need to sort that out.
We do.
Sorry.
So Forest Green Rovers have travelled up already.
When are they playing you? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
How far is it from?
It's not far from Swindon, is it?
I don't know. My geography's shit. I
So
thought
Forest.
It's like, isn't it Peak Forest or something? Like,
I don't know. I think
that might not be. That might not be true.
So if I look on the maps, so from here to Forest Green, it's 3 hours. So yeah, it is. It's not far from Swindon. It's just below Cheltenham, and they're already here. And they're staying at the bottom of my road. So I texted Mr. Cotterill earlier. I'm trying to go and arrange to go and see after we finish this, see if I can go and have a drink. But because he rang me last week about an article that had gone out.
I mean, you told me this, but you didn't actually tell me what the gist of the article was.
It was nothing to do with us in any way, thank God.
Oh no.
But no, an article had gone out about I think a Man United loanee player that had gone back, and it was talking about, it was an opinion piece, and it was saying that Cotterill doesn't like to nurture youth, essentially, which, you know, is by looks things far from the truth. So I don't think he was too happy. In fact, I know he wasn't too happy about that. But we had a good little chat, and so yeah, I've sent him a text. I was like, let me know when you're free. I'll be free after 8ish, and it's literally they stay around the corner from where I am. So I'm going to go up and see what I can do.
The weather's supposed to be shit tomorrow, isn't it? So maybe if they wanted to do some training, they want to get that out of the way today, and then tomorrow. Well, they'd only do light training tomorrow anyway, wouldn't they?
How are they going to train?
On the pitch.
Here's the thing, isn't it? Like, what I don't get is, like, people have said that before. Oh, you know, they'll come up so they can train. Listen, if there's another training pitch in Bradford, someone needs to tell us, because our training pitch is bad.
You use schools and stuff, don't people? Like when they're away.
But we train in the school. Bradford's training ground is in a private school, but it's a bog. It's awful. Looking at it, and this is again rain from now. No, rain from tonight through until Saturday. There's very little breaks from the rain this week. Luckily, the temperature's not low, but we could be, it could be a problem. Because
Forest Green are 9th, so Stockport County are 14th in the form table. In my form table,
based on the last 6.
But Forest Green so they beat Walsall, they lost to Grimsby, they drew with Wrexham, and that was that ridiculously last-minute equaliser. They beat Tranmere, that beat Stockport County 4-0.
4-0.
They lost to Crawley, and they beat Barrow. Like,
they should have beaten Wrexham.
Well, they absolutely should have done. And I, in my head, thought that they did. I chose to block out the last 2 minutes of that game, and I got fact checked last week. But yeah, 10 points from the last 6, but it's the teams that they've beaten, not the kind of form in general. They've kind of lost the ones that you'd expect them to stand a better chance at.
Yeah.
And then won the others, which is bizarre, really.
Yeah. I'm quite excited for tomorrow night. I think, given what I saw on Saturday, if the game is on tomorrow night, I'm quite excited to see how it goes. I'd love to see us continue this and push on and be knocking on the door of the playoffs going into Saturday. We've got Mansfield at home on Saturday.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's time to do your old friends from Stockport a favour.
I hope Mansfield smashes. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I weirdly, it is this Saturday. Let me just double check. I'm positive it's this Saturday. It is this Saturday. Weirdly, Mansfield, top of the league. How far is it from Bradford? It's not far, is it? An hour, maybe a little bit more.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've got no.
An hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Not sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Still tickets
What? As
available
in the
today.
away fans?
Yep.
How what?
Still tickets available as of earlier today. I saw them tweeting about it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, I've got you at you're at home.
Yeah.
Because I've got no plans on Saturday. I could go in the Mansfield end.
Plenty of tickets. Yeah, Saturday could be. Oh, we need to win tomorrow. We need to win tomorrow.
On Saturday, Forest Green have got Sutton as well.
Yeah, I that's the game that finishes Sutton off for me.
Yeah, likely.
That's the end of it. But it's that thing of if we were 4 or 5 points worse off than we are now, I'd be looking at Forest Green tomorrow night going, go on, just put some pressure on Donny. That'd be my thing, just to see if the panic sets in a little bit, see if they start twitching.
Yeah,
see if they
for our
start
own entertainment purposes.
See if they start making buttons. But yeah, look, I don't know what to think about tomorrow. I'm excited for it, but like I say, anything could happen. But back to the game on Saturday, a great result for us, a dominant display. 3-0 away from home is always a good result. We were 3-0 up inside, I think, the first half an hour or something like that. And then we just kind of settled and let it play out. Got to give credit to Sam Walker, who came in and replaced Harry Lewis. Obviously, people were a lot of people wrote him off. Harry Lewis has conceded 20-something goals since going to Carlisle, and they are sat rock bottom of League One. I think, like I say, Sam Walker's considered one in his last 5 or 6.
Yeah, everything's clicked at the same time, hasn't it?
Yeah, massively. I bear in mind we've still got injuries, like big players out injured. Jamie Walker came back Saturday. He came off the bench in the second half, but he's been out for months. Alex Patterson's still out. Not Sam Stubbs. No, I think Sam Stubbs is, because he was out on Saturday. But Matty Platt's still out injured. We've only just got Richie Smallwood back after his ban. Yeah, Jake Young's had to have surgery, by the way.
Oh, has he?
Yeah. The injury that he had at Swin. So again, people mourning throughout January talking about his injury being fit. No, his injuries, he's had to have surgery.
Oh,
so we might see him before the end of the season, but it doesn't look like we will. And
that makes sense as well. As an outsider, if you were, looking at a player and you need the club tell you and all on stage, you know what, you can have him in for a medical, but we're fairly sure he's going to need surgery. Yeah. Then you wait, don't you?
Yeah. But we'll see what happens in the summer.
So the other ones tomorrow night, there's quite Wimbledon play. So Wimbledon, who have again kind of properly crept up, and I didn't realize until last night they're missing Joe Lewis and Ryan Johnson in their defense, and Ali Al Hamadi. They've not he said they kind of almost. It seemed like they needed to learn how to play without him, and then the last few games they've done all right. But they're in 8th, and they're playing 7th placed Gillingham, so there'd be a leapfrog there if that happened. Who've Barrow got? Barrow have got Walsall. That's an interesting one, because Barrow again have crept up. They're one of the teams on 35, played 35 as well. But they're kind of. I said to Ronan yesterday, a Barrow fan, do you feel safe Like you're in a good position. You've got 2 games in hand over MK Dons. You're, on another good run. He's like, no, I'll take it from you. We're at that stage of the season, though, aren't we? Where no one really wants to kind of commit to showing their cards apart from Chal. And then MK Dons, who are the other one to watch, really, although have played the full 37, they're away to Grimsby Town, which...
Mr. Artell has had an apology, by the way, Hannah.
Has he?
Yeah, he's had an apology from the head of the Referees Association today for the penalty on Saturday, which was apparently not a penalty. The referee said it. The head of the Referees Association has said it wasn't a penalty. And you look at it, and obviously it's against Sutton. It's 2 points dropped.
Yeah.
He keeps Grimsby sort of. I mean, they're sat 5 points ahead of Forest Green. They'd have been 7 points ahead. Not safe still. But...
It's shit, isn't it? Because, we had loads of apologies. I've not kept track of them since, but we had loads of apologies at the beginning of the season. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change the outcome of the game. It's not worth anything. And, in a very commercially driven, financially driven game, it's appalling, really, that it's kind of okay to just say, oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah. Shit.
Well, back to the games then.
Back to the game. We should really talk about Wrexham just for
they beat Morecambe 3-1.
Quality state. They beat Morecambe 3-1, which was an away win for them, which is actually worth talking about because they are not good away at all. So that will have been a nice one for them, especially since they're at home to Harrogate tomorrow, and then on Saturday they're at home to Tranmere. So they should be looking for another kind of 6 points this week, which I know I need to not look at the league table tomorrow because what's going to happen inevitably, we could be lower than 4th. Let's be honest, with the way things are, and if we not playing tomorrow,
you can't be lower than 4th. There's only MK Dons and Wrexham that can overtake you.
Yeah.
So all right. 4th is good.
We were 4th at some point on Saturday, I think.
Did you finish 4th last season?
Shush, don't. It's not even funny. Can't cope with it again. I genuinely want to go into hibernation. At least, do you know what was different last season was that at this point we were like creeping up, and 4th, that we were never really going to get to 3rd. Like it never really felt like that. It was just too much of an ask.
Yeah. So
playoffs and the playoff final felt like a great end to the season until the 84th minute or whatever it was. And then the penalties. This season, just like you said, I wouldn't say we've shit the bed, but we've certainly not capitalised on the lead that we had. But arguably, maybe we've done the best with what we have at our disposal.
I think you've shit the bed. But okay, we'll agree to disagree.
Louis Barry's going to save us all. It's going to be fine.
Save us, Louis Barry. That's the screams. Wrexham won away, Hannah. Fine. Yeah. As they should be. They should be winning away at Morecambe. But, fine. We'll give them it. Did any of them show up on the 606 last night?
No, well, no. People, they whinged again that they weren't on the 606, but no one had requested to speak. So, yeah.
There we go then. Can't help you. If you're not willing to come forward and talk, guys, we can't put anything on.
No. Someone who was going to join but didn't was Sally, the lovely Notts County fan. Yeah. And she sent a message and she said, she first said thank you to the Wimbledon fans who'd kind of clapped along with them. They were, I think, remembering someone during the game. But she said we've absolutely lost our spark. And I saw a few Notts County fans talking on Twitter today saying, that's it. We can't recover from this. So they're 15th. They have only paid 35, but they're on 47 points. So they're eight below Gillingham in 7th.
Yeah. And their form is horrific.
Absolutely horrific. And they just don't look like they can win. And the thing is, I don't whether some of this was Luke Williams. Is it Luke Williams' son? Williamson.
No, Luke Williams.
Luke Williams. So I was getting confused with Mike. Luke Williams has this, obviously had this kind of very charismatic approach. He was a big personality. And, how much does that affect the players? So, we said before, Notts County have this very kind of prescriptive style that comes from the owners. And the team that they brought in was brought in to, mirror that style and to continue with it. And nothing's changed, whether it's that they've got found out.
I think they got found out before he left. That's why he left. That was the issue. Their form wasn't good before he left. So they are now. I don't think anything's different. I don't think anything would be different if he'd stayed.
No, I think it's fair. They've got Accrington Stanley on Saturday and Crawley tomorrow. Yeah. Which, they're both kind of around them in the league table. Crawley are 11th. Accrington Stanley are 1 point below them on 16th. But with a game in hand. So be interesting to see how they do against those teams that are, having a similar similar season.
One game we've avoided so far is Mansfield almost shitting the bed against Stockport.
So I said to them last night, so there was Ben and there was Harry. He's only 19. I thought he was older than that. Anyway. No, Harry. Mansfield Harry. It was a little bit like therapy where we were very nice to each other. And we talked about how we were both incredibly worried. And he started kind of celebrating goals scored against us as if they were Mansfield goals. And when he saw it pop up on Saturday that we'd scored against Newport, he was like, I was absolutely devastated. So they are obviously not known for their great finishes to seasons, but so far everything seems to be going well. That said, against Swindon on Saturday, it was one of those score lines, and you notice it more if you're following them on SofaScore, I think, where someone scores, someone equalizes, someone scores, someone equalizes, someone scores, and it's normally highlighting that both teams are struggling defensively. And Nigel Clough had dropped Will Swan going into the game, which was kind of seen to be a little bit of an odd choice, but God knows what goes on in the background. But yeah, Harry was, they're happy. Obviously, they've got who have they got this week? Tranmere tomorrow, and then obviously you on Saturday. But definitely, I don't know how much he exemplifies the Mansfield fan base, because I try to drown them out as much as possible. But he was definitely not counting any chickens, and in a place where I was from October to February, where he's just kind of waiting for it to go wrong.
I think everybody expects it to go wrong, don't they?
Yeah, we've had that's how we've been brought up. We've had it beaten into us. So
well, you've got to see you've got to hope for some absolute belters, haven't you? You've got to hope that one of us turns Mansfield over for you to try and drag you back into it. Do you think we can do it? We can do it, can't we, Hannah? We've got quite a good record against Mansfield.
Have you?
Yeah, we do. We do have a good record.
But is it going to be on if you play on that pitch tomorrow night and then again on Saturday? It's raining all week, isn't it? Because I know the weather forecast is Thursday for Salford shit as well.
Yeah, so but it's on Sky, isn't it? That Salford game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
yeah, but it doesn't affect the rain in Bradford.
No. But your game, regardless of the weather, will be on. Just trying to have a look now for our head-to-head with Mansfield.
Tell me nice stories and cheer me up.
So head-to-head, here we go. Bradford say head-to-head with, where is it? Where's Mansfield Town? Oh, let's scroll all the way down to where they've stayed in their history. Here we go. Okay. So we have played, what's this? We played 71 times.
Right.
We've won 28, we've drawn 19, and we've lost 24.
Oh, it's not that good then.
Yeah, however.
Go on.
Since 1992, we've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times.
Right.
We've lost 4.
Okay.
Recent history, they beat us at home last season. They beat us 2-0.
What about this season?
They haven't beat us this season.
Did you draw?
Yeah. In fact, no, they didn't beat us last season. They didn't beat us last season at all. It was the season before they beat us. It was Mark Hughes' first game. They beat us 2-0, which obviously we were in horrific form. And it was Mark Hughes. And to be fair, we played very well. Last season, they didn't beat us. We beat them and then we drew. And this season, we drew with them at their ground. Oh. So, and then aside from the Mark Hughes debut game, you have to go back to COVID season for them to beat us.
All right. Well, have a chat with Andy Cook. Tell him that people are talking and he needs to score at home.
Hannah, listen. Andy Cook needs zero motivation to play against Mansfield Town. There'll be nobody more up for that game than Andy Cook. And plus the pitch will play a factor and it'll play into our hands. Yeah,
but their pitch isn't great either, is it?
It's not as bad as ours.
No. Well, no, levels.
Well, here's the thing. Do you know what? Actually, I want to touch on the pitch thing. Halifax Town, which is obviously just a few miles away from Bradford, exact same problem. Their game against Oldham's been called off tomorrow because of the state of their pitch. So there's a picture of their pitch from the weekend. It's like ours.
Is their stadium a bowl as well?
No.
Is it not covered all the way around? No.
It's not got corners.
No. Okay.
But this for me shows that all the pitches in the area that are grass pitches are having the same problem.
Yeah.
Until you
Bradford Park Avenue played.
It's plastic pitch.
Is it?
Yeah, Park Avenue's not grass; it's plastic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh. So, but someone else, and do you know we had so Farsley Celtic, which isn't far. No. When our last game got called off, Bradford fans were posting pictures of Farsley Celtic's tweets, going, "How come their game can be on? How come their game can be?" Anyway, it got called off because of all the in the area, and I think that we've just this concentrated. I think we've just had very bad luck with the weather this year, because all the grass pitches in the area are having the same issue.
Yeah.
So
at least as well tomorrow, and this isn't me being a dick, it's just facts. There aren't going to be loads of travelling Forest Green fans. Like the players and the backroom staff are there already.
Yeah.
So,
Dale Vince will be going.
No.
He's not allowed in.
Isn't he? Genuinely.
Yeah, he got removed from the boardroom when he was. Was it Dale Vince? It was Dale Vince because he wouldn't wear suit. Obviously, it's a formal setting. He wouldn't wear it if he was going in a tracksuit or whatever it was wearing. They said absolutely not. They wouldn't let him up. So he was. I don't know where he was put, but he wasn't allowed in. So yeah, no, not good. So we'll see what happens there. Plus, he's probably out trying to stop oil or something like that.
Yeah. Well, if he's got any sense, he'll be worrying about his football club.
I don't think he does worry about his football club, to be fair. I think they've done well with a manager. I think they've done well with the management team that they've brought in. I'm quite happy with that. But no, aside from that, Hannah, we've kind of done it. We've been all around the houses, but we've got to the end.
I'm quite excited about tomorrow because I haven't got a match to be invested in any way, shape, or form. I can just kind of, I might flick around. We'll see. Can't even watch Salford. And then are we having a 606 on Wednesday?
We will be, yeah. It's a busy week this week, so we've got this tonight, games tomorrow, 606 Wednesday. You've got a game Thursday.
Yeah. And Charlotte's because the weather's rubbish. So we got a seated ticket for my dad, and then I thought I'd sit with him out of the rain, and Charlotte could stand with my brother, but she's decided that she wants to sit down with Grandad. So
fair play, Charlotte.
Yeah, but we are looking forward to Salford chips on Thursday night. It's gonna be tea.
Yeah. Salford chips were always, I mean, I've been told, I didn't think they were that impressive.
Yeah, so this will be up tonight, but if you're listening to it, you already know that. And then 606 on Wednesday,
which we're going to try and get added to Spotify and Apple Music.
I did try. I looked to see if it was possible to do it on Sunday. And I couldn't see it. I suppose the only way we could do it would be to run it out of like we used to do the breakdown.
Yeah, well, I'll find a way.
That doesn't work, does it, for people joining? Well, it does, but it's not as easy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll sort something out.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, go and recover from your multiple phase journey to Wales.
It wasn't even just a multiple. It was just there, back.
Yeah.
It's been a freaking nightmare. I've seen too much of Wales this weekend. I wouldn't recommend. Right. Well, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday for the 606.
Bye.